Hey, what up guys? My name's Chris Jack and welcome back to another episode of Unboxed, brought to you by Sneaker Stories and of course Shelflife. In today's episode, we're taking a look at the upcoming collaboration between IRAK NYC and Adidas as part of the A to ZX series on none other than the ZX8000 GTX. Without further ado, let's check them out. Alright, so IRAK, a legendary graffiti artist group out of New York City way back 13 years ago in 2007, did their first collaboration alongside Adidas on a very famed collaboration silhouette, the Remix EQT support. They followed that up on 2008 with the second colorway of the shoe, and now 12 years since then, we see both of those colorways represented on the ZX8000 Gore-Tex version, which we have here today to check out. Now, as mentioned, those 2007 and 2008 pairs of the Remix EQT supports are highly sought after. In fact, I think currently, if you can find a pair DS, they're going for well over $1,000 a pair. So it's really nice to be able to get another opportunity at this particular colorway, this time the 2020 version on the Gore-Tex ZX8000. Now, as mentioned in the intro, these do form part of the A to ZX series that Adidas is currently doing, which basically features 26 different collaborations across the ZX models, all releasing now towards the end of this year and possibly even the beginning of 2021 as well. These particular ones, this one is a consortium exclusive, so they won't be available at your usual outlets, at least the one colorway over here in front. But let's get into the review themselves, and I'm going to start off with this particular colorway, which is a bit of a lighter gray color. Just from personal preference, I'll spend the most time on this particular one. I'll start underneath with the outsole of the shoe. Majority of this is done in a black. It's a standard ZX outsole here, rubberized with a blue torsion bar over here as a header color, and then you've also got that yellow in that strike pad here in the heel. Into the midsole of the shoe, this is predominantly done in that flat gray. However, you do have hits of solar red here in the heel section, and towards the forefoot of the shoe, this is basically one of those stability inserts. Then just above that into the upper, obviously this is a Gore-Tex version of the shoe, so the materials used here will be water resistant and keep your feet rather dry or warm, at least in winter. Now, around the toe box of the shoe, this is done in a black suede. You do have a hit here of the IRAK branding tag with the 2020 release year of it, obviously synonymous with the previous two releases that I showed you earlier, just kind of as their stamp. The nice thing about this is that it is 3M as well, and that really looks good under certain flash or lighting conditions. And then just into the toe box, Gore-Tex material here done in a flat gray, and then just underlaid below the mudguard there, you've got another hit of what I think they call slime green as the color, just adding a different dynamic to the front of the shoe. Swinging around to the medial side of the shoe, much the same here, you've got another hit of solar red done over there. Just above that in the heel section, you just got a black sort of heel counter over here with a hit of solar red done in this beautiful leather just below that. Now, the three stripes on the shoe are also done in that slime green color, but as you will see, they are lined with this black coloring over there. That is in fact 3M as well, and it's a really speckled 3M. It looks absolutely insane. And then just below that in a gray leather panel, you do have the Gore-Tex logo done in black, which has been debossed into that section. Now, moving into the lacing section of the shoe, you've got this random little hit of blue over here. That actually matches up with the blue underneath the shoe. However, that color isn't represented anywhere else on the upper itself. From a lacing perspective, solar red laces over here. The tongue on this particular pair is pretty awesome as it is done in a leather. Towards the top of it, you do have the Adidas trefoil logo, which has just been stitched on a tag there. On the reverse of that, you've just got the torsion logo and the ZX8000 represented there. Now, one rather hidden detail on the shoe has to be the Dubré here at the bottom of the laces. This actually has IRAK branding on it, but you pretty much can't see it on this particular pair. You see it better on that one, so I'll show you that one when we get to that pair. But yeah, it's very subtle as opposed to, you know, the slap of the logo here on the front of the shoe. Either way, following on from what was done in 2007. And then just to show you the inside of the shoe, the sock liner here and reverse of the tongue is done in a mesh, and that's obviously that solar red color. The insoles themselves also follow on from that particular coloring. Pretty much just a standard insole over here with the Adidas trefoil logo, and then just that solar orange throughout there. The other shoe, as far as I'm aware, is just the same. And then just one last material detail to note. If you look inside of the shoe and the reverse of the tongue, you basically have a second lining just below that solar red section, which is the silver sort of metallic-y material. And that basically makes an enclosure for your entire foot once inside of the shoe. So just adding to the waterproofing and obviously the warmth of this particular shoe on foot. And then as mentioned, the 2008 release of this followed on from this particular color blocking style. So they have brought that back as part of this particular pack. This one is a consortium exclusive only, so you won't be able to pick this up at any non-consortium retailers, of course. Obviously exactly the same shoe from a material makeup, just with the color changes on there. So just to show you underneath, you've got the black, you've got red and gray here represented on the torsion bar. The entire midsole of this pair is just done in a flat black, so it really makes it quite tonal on that sense. And then just onto the suede and the toe box, this is done in a sort of burnt orange color with the IRAK tag and 2020 represented there. That again is also a 3M, and then kind of the reverse of what you had on this particular pair. The 3M lining stripes there are just done in a silver, but the rest of the leather paneling in this section is done in the same gray as what you had on the other pair. Into the heel, they've kept that completely sort of blacked out, and then around the heel collar section here, you've also got black suede. And then on the laces, they've gone with that slime green change up over here, and then you've got sort of a purple. This is where you can see that IRAK logo a little bit better as it stands out with that slime green lace behind, just on the lace dubray over there. And then the tongue itself, also a leather tongue over here done in that deep purple with the Adidas trefoil logo and ZX8000 branding on the reverse of that, also done in purple. And then just checking out the insoles of this, these are just done in a flat black, which would be expected with this much black on the shoe. And then just to show you inside, the sock liner material also done in a mesh but in a black coloring there. You've also got that same stitched in incredibly neat lining all the way around the interior of the shoe. And then last but not least, obviously the same branding of Gore-Tex on here as well in that mid panel. So these are essentially both colorways of the ZX8000 GTX, releasing exclusively to Shelflife on the 4th of September, both in store in Johannesburg and Cape Town, and of course the online store from 7 a.m. No particular raffle on this, it's first come first served for the price point of 3,599 Rand per pair. And lastly, just from a sizing perspective, if you are looking to get a pair of these, I would recommend going true to size for this particular pair. If you do have the option to obviously try on in store, that's always going to be your safest bet. However, in my opinion, true to size will fit you just fine. But that's it for this early review and unboxing of the IRAK ZX8000 GTX. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you do have any further questions, please drop them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, all the best for the drop. I'll catch you on the next one.